Alright, this is a walkthrough of the Haunted House of Horrors. It's a 5-trailer attraction. As you can see, we're at the front where the facade is. The first trailer has a full facade attached to the face and an extension piece up top, which can be attached via screws to the 2x6s. We have an integrated ticket window, staircase, so you just go up here and you see the lady for your tickets. Hi, lady for tickets. Now, obviously, these are all rental fences, and we have rain today, so it's got the fence or the tents up. Here's our zombie truck. So now we look at the facade. Again, these are all 53-foot trailers, and the first trailer is a full facade. The rest of the trailers are simply painted black, and they're all labeled 1 through 5. Got our porta potty here. Between the second and third trailer underneath, there's a generator back there, and the generator's for simply powering the air compressors and our battery charger, because the entire haunt is actually 12 volts. It runs off car batteries, a series of 3 car batteries. It's one of our emergency exits in the 4th trailer. It's an emergency exit approximately every 50 feet. Here's the actual exit, which is the 5th trailer. Coming around the side, you see trailer 5 and trailer 3 both have additional emergency exits and staircases that are actually 3 pieces. This comes apart from this, and then this also comes off. So it's basically handrails, the platform, and then the staircase that actually comes off in I guess 3 or 4 pieces. These doors all just swing out if someone pushes them from the inside. They're all labeled, and they would just come out the emergency exits or chicken exits and leave. So again, these are all 53-foot FRP trailers. They get connected via small passageways that are actually made into the sides of the trailers, and we just use plywood between them to create a little bit of a hallway. We get the trailers as close as possible, and then connect them via the hallways. Every trailer obviously has a door matching the other trailer that it goes up against, so they can connect together. As far as power, again, I said it was 12 volts. Every trailer has wires running into it, which is basically just your power and your ground. 12 volts obviously from the main trailer, HH01. And in here will be the full power distribution system, which we'll see. Along the bottom of the first trailer, we have a 2x6 that goes across the entire length, so you can attach lattice or plywood or whatever else you wanted. Alright, let's see if we can get an inside look. Alright, so we're entering the main trailer. As you can see, there's a warning and rules sign going up the stairs and into the main intro room. But we're just going to bypass this for now and go into the office / control room / actor's dressing room. So in here we have a place for makeup and changing. Got costume storage, prop storage, miscellaneous stuff. Here's the prop controller for the intro room. This is just for the intro room. Might look complicated, but it's really not. You have different hooks and stuff for actors to put their clothes on. This is our ticket window. So as you can see, we've got a little drawer there, calculator, cash box, window, and then we have a sliding panel that goes in here to make sure that we can lock that up at night, and it just screws in place. And it also can close up here. We've got a small little changing area here. So you got a mirror, actors just pull that back and they can change. This is the main power distribution and control room area within our office. This runs and controls all the power for all 5 trailers. As I said earlier, the entire trailer haunt is all 12 volts. The only thing that's AC is the air compressor and the charger to charge the batteries, which is why we have a generator. If you didn't if you had access to AC power, you wouldn't need a generator, and all you need to power is this and the air compressors that are in trailer number 2. Anyway, so what happens is AC power comes in here. This charges these batteries, and these batteries supply the entire control board, which then powers all 5 trailers. We have a backup source here, so if you wanted to hook up directly to the generator or to an external power supply, this will give you 20 amps at 12 volts DC. This is a on and off switch for our external lights. And then this is a meter that shows what the current battery voltage is and what the current battery draw is. Now normally this is about 8 to 9 amps when the Honda is running. The only reason it's so high right now, and it's really not even that high, but 16 amps in total for all 5 trailers, is that we have all the emergency lights on, so I can take this video and give you guys a better look. The gist of it is these are regulators. They're connected to the car batteries. They regulate the power to make sure it's exactly 12 volts. You have your power, positive, and your ground. 4 of the trailers are connected through these wires, which come through the wall of this trailer. So basically, all that's required to power the external trailers, each individual one is 16 gauge speaker wire. Each trailer only draws between 2 and 3 amps at a time of current, so this 16 gauge speaker wire is just fine. We have, again, power and ground. Over here, this is something that we've implemented in the trailers that you don't have to use, but essentially it's an emergency system. And the way it works is we have a ground wire going along the top of every single trailer. Every trailer is laid out the same, and you can see what we've done is we've got little heat detectors on those ground wires. In addition to those heat detectors, we have these emergency buttons. There's 2 of them in every trailer. What happens is when you press a button, it puts a ground on those wires, and then that wire triggers a fault, essentially connecting the ground, connecting the power, and then I can switch each one of these on and off to figure out where the fault is. By fault, I mean either a heat detector has triggered, i.e. there's a fire, or someone's pressed an emergency button for a medical reason or other reason. I can go over here and twist the button to reset it. So essentially, that's the gist of how this system works. As far as the layout getting power through the trailers, every single trailer has one of these boxes. Not too complicated, it's just a boo box inside, a peekaboo, and a relay along with a separate power switch. So every trailer has the exact same box, the exact same layout. You have power and ground coming in, and then it distributes the power and ground obviously to the trailer. Every trailer has 3 main wires going down the center. You have a red, a blue, and a speaker wire. The red wire is your main power, which controls all the props, audio, lighting, all that stuff. The blue wire is another power wire, but the blue wire is only for the emergency lights. The entire point of this system is so when the relay gets triggered, and there's an emergency, or one of those power buttons, or one of the emergency buttons get pressed, or the heat alarm goes off, it will actually switch power from the red wire to the blue wire, turning off all the props and effects and turning on the emergency lights, as well as a message that basically plays over the ambient audio speakers that says there's an emergency or there's a fire, please find the nearest emergency exit. It's pretty simple. If you want to add a prop or light or whatever, you just use these little plastic connectors and it splices into the wire for you. Now, because these are trailers, we have an advantage that they have metal roofs. Metal roofs will conduct electricity. So, like a car, we use the chassis or the roof as a ground. So, all the lights, all the effects, anything that's 12 volts, eventually will be connected to the trailer ceiling as a ground. So we don't have any ground wires through the entire trailer. We just have these power wires, and then we connect the ground wire from the light or the prop or whatever, boo box, to the trailer top. And that's how the entire system works. It seems complicated maybe just listening, but it's not. As far as connecting these things, this is all wired. All you need to do is run your power and ground, each speaker wire to each trailer, connect it up here. It's all labeled. This is already all pre-run, wired, very easy to follow. We've got diagrams showing the layout of every trailer, and you can tell how much current and how much voltage is being drawn at any time. So it's a pretty efficient system. let's take an actual tour of the interior of the haunt and see how it works. Alright, so we're going to do a lights on tour here of the Haunted House of Horrors. No actors. We do have all the props on, but I've also got the both lighting systems on, the emergency lighting system and our effects lighting system, so the video can actually be visible, because I don't think this camera would pick up the detail and everything if it was only the main lighting system. So I've got the emergency lights on, and I'm also going to turn my external camera light on, you can see here, so that's going to show everything a little bit better. Okay, so this is our intro room. We have a door greeter that brings in 4 to 5 people, places their tickets in the ticket box, and then they begin the seance. So we have an actor sitting there in the chair. She has a trigger button right here that will start the effects, and I will just play it and you can see how it works. So in case you missed that, the gist of it is we have the actor. She does a little seance, the flowers die, table moves, everything goes dark. We've got 3 different speakers, which have like a surround sound audio effect, like the ghost is moving around the room, and then this will start going up and down. So what we do is we actually ask people to put their hands on the table, freaks them out, and then our door greeter grabs this handle, which opens the door to the rest of the haunted house, and then that was our intro, so people continue. So basically we have kind of slat walls, a bunch of string, nothing complicated. Got an actor hiding spot here that allows them to actually stand here and get people from the top. So the public visitors will be continuing on this way, walking through all these creepy strings and whatnot. Got an air cannon, which gives you a good blast of air, as you could probably hear, and a scream. I go past the hanging body bag. You see the actor position there. Got a nice ghost ride head there. Exiting the slat room, we're in the coffin room, which is a real metal coffin. We got a bunch of antiques and, you know, a lot of detail. All the walls are printed with the Victorian damask stencils, so it looks like wallpaper. You can see there's a lot of detail that goes into these things. Got an old Victorian couch here that sometimes we'll have our actors on. Got a tray here and a pneumatic inside the coffin, which bangs on the coffin to make a noise. And basically, let me just take the tape off the sensor here. See how it works. Get me out of here. So it gives kind of people a jump there. As I've probably noted earlier, there is 2 emergency buttons and at least 1 or 2 fire extinguishers in every trailer for safety. This is a doorway to the next trailer, trailer number 2. As you can see, it's basically just 3/4 inch plywood that you screw into the frame of this trailer. What we do is we bulk up the trailer entrances with 2x4s on each side, so you get about 4 inches of something to actually screw into. So when we set these up, we put the trailers as close as possible, and then we just screw in the plywood to create a doorway. So we're now entering the kitchen, which is in trailer number 2. Again, it's the same sort of Victorian theme. The emergency button, we've got spare parts, a bunch of antique cabinets. We've got a full kitchen layout here. Old stove, cabinets, you know, a bunch of antiques, so whatever, gore, I guess. You could always finish these cabinets up, put some bangers in something. There's an old Coca-Cola chest. We've got a couple actor positions, so we set actors there, sometimes there, to kind of pop out at people. Everything's very, very detailed and kind of gory in this room. Here's one of our actor scares, which is a fridge, and the actor just simply enters through here, can sit in here, and then they pop out the top of the fridge there. So it's a pretty good scare. I find getting people from the top is definitely better than getting them head on. We have speakers throughout the entire haunt, which plays ambient audio through the trailers. Going along, we have a drop panel here, which our actor will hide behind. This is looking a little bit ratty, but this can easily be replaced by another picture or vinyl or whatever. But it's an actor drop panel, so an actor hides behind this wall, drops it, and puts it back up. You can see throughout this entire first two trailers, you've got all wainscoting, just like you'd have in an old Victorian house. Continuing on, we've got a fake door to give the illusion that the trailer is bigger than it actually is. Obviously a lot of just little details, you know, wallpaper coming off, a lot of moisture, things like that. If you haven't noticed, all the lighting in the entire haunt, except the emergency lights, are all dark light. Now here we've got a very cool effect. The 3 out of these 4 pictures are on pneumatics, so once you hit the sensor, they bang back and forth. And it's very, very loud. So you can kind of see how that would be pretty scary, or at least make people jump. In this room, staff only, it is the compressor room and the place for the actor. So the actor hides there, and our compressors are here. So we just open this cabinet up here, and voila, the entire haunt runs off that 15-gallon, and there's, I believe, a 5-gallon spare. And that's good enough to run all our air props and more. Actually, last year we had more air props than are in this year, and it worked fine. So continuing on, we're still in the second trailer, going through into the bathroom. We have an actor that hides in the bathtub, which is all covered in permablood. A lot of the walls and things are covered in permablood and grime. Got a hung until dead ghost ride body, which people tend to want to stay away from. Got a cool two-way mirror effect here. Let me see if I can turn the light off and see how that works. You can see there's a figure behind there, triggered by the sensor there. So when you hit the sensor, see if you can come back on. If the sensor's going to reset, there he is. Creepy dude. Let's turn the light back on. Okay. For safety, we've got different exit signs, so, well, they're glow in the dark, so if the power runs out, we can take care of that and people can get out. This is the edge, or the sides of the trailers. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but all the trailers are FRP. They're not aluminum, which is good because the sides are made of basically plywood covered in fiberglass. Gives you a nice straight edge, and you can screw right into them, so it's good for adding walls. The aluminum trailers aren't so good for that. So this is our Morticians Room, if you couldn't figure it out. Just a bunch of little details. We have a Unit 70 Megcoy table. It's got an incinerator over here. A bunch of scientific props. You got the Edge Designs panels. There's an old echocardiogram machine. Got an old X-ray and one of the boo boxes. This is a control box for this trailer. The button here for the Megcoy to work, so the actor presses that and it spits at people. And what they'll do too is they'll just take this and swing it, which gives a really cool lighting effect when people are walking through. So we're going into the third trailer now, and as you can see the other doorway with the plywood platted sides, which very sturdy. They're not gonna break. We come to our first emergency exit. So we've got everything labeled really well. Exit, and they can just push on this, and there's the outside. This is our freezer room, which is the very beginning of the third trailer. So you've got a bunch of Ghost Ride freezer bodies and a lot of cool white lights. So on the it's cool white and blue, so it looks freezer-like, I guess. You've got a frozen pipe here, which has got all the ice and kind of gel and stuff on it to make it look like ice. Half bodies, Trina. There's another half body, Arnold. This Ghost Ride stuff's pretty cool because it's very detailed, very realistic. Continuing on, fake vents, obviously. Just look at more freezer-like. Continuing on, you go through this, and you enter the, morgue door area. This door is actually on a hinge if you want to have an actor slam it open and slam it against this, and that's why we have this here, so people don't walk in and get in front of that door. We've got a half body here that's on a not a slider, but it's looking like a. So we're walking into probably the goriest room in the haunt, which is sort of like a butcher shop, but I guess it's more where the bodies go after the funerals are done. It's full of a lot of Ghost Ride and Unit 70 props. Like the rest of the haunt, it's pretty detailed. Pipes, weapons. I mean, everything's attached to the wall, so it's important to note that these trailers, as you see them in this video, it's all set up like this. There's no interior setting up to do. It's basically you put the trailers in place and everything just comes that way. Here's a hiding spot for our butcher or actor that basically creeps up on people from behind. So the people walk that way, the guy opens the door and then follows them and scares them from behind. Again, a lot of gore. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll put an actor right between these two guys, and he'll scare people because it's kind of a row of fake props, and then they think that guy in the middle is fake too. Over here we've got a Ghost Ride head with a pig pop up. Kind of cool. And then we've got a pneumatic zombie. Entering the, I guess, electrocution room, so to say. Looks dangerous, but it's not. Everything's 12 volts in these trailers, so it's all just for effect. And everything's attached to the walls, and nothing's really going to move. All the furniture is attached to the floor. The stuff's all glued down. So really, the trailers kind of just get put in place, and everything's ready to roll. All you got to do is connect the passageways and then turn the power on and you're ready to go. So here we've got a Distortions Unlimited animated prop. An actor stands back here, presses this button, and she goes crazy. Pretty violent, but effective. And a lot of detail here. Some old jars and whatever. Medical equipment, oscilloscopes, some an antique scale, and a Geiger counter here, I think. Vents, things like that. Just things to bring the level. Now we're going into trailer number 4. So this is kind of a, jail cell sort of room. Got a zombie girl there. Got a Distortions cool jerk there, which moves back and forth. He's a pneumatic prop. And then I'm going to turn this light off. As you can see, there's like a projection of moving bugs on the back there. I have an emergency exit. Goes outside. And then we've got some fake rusted jail cell doors and things of that nature. This is pretty cool. We got a zombie pop-up video. So when you walk by it, the zombie should pop up. There we go. Light off here. Pretty creepy. I'll just trigger by the sensor there. And I can actually open this door, and you can see that there's an area if you wanted to put an actor in here. Here's a projector for the bug animation. And we sprayed all those walls with tiger foam, so it looks kind of, cave-like, I guess. Going through, emergency button, fire extinguisher. Got a Unit 70 girl here, which sometimes we'll get our actors to just kind of swing back and forth so she scares people. Again, a lot of detail. You know, we got, you know, moisture and mold kind of painted onto the walls, pipes, things of that nature, bricks. It's kind of a basement sort of scene where we have, you know, sinks, electrical pieces, storage. You know, there's a couple of rats and things like that. We're coming into one of our actually most effective and cheapest scares, but it works with everybody. It's just a drop panel. It makes a lot of noise, but we have an actor that actually hides in this box, and they slam this down when people come, and it makes a really loud noise, and they kind of give out. People fall for it every time. I don't know why. It's literally a scare that gets almost everybody that comes to this haunted house, even though it's very simple. A wall full of cockroaches. Coming into this area, it's kind of a basement scene, I guess, of the basement of the funeral home. This entire section is hollow. An actor actually hides in there, and we have a fake TV. They put their face in there. When people are walking by, they can't see the person in there. They turn on a light, and the actor just bangs on the window. Pretty effective. Gets people. Got a lot of old antique things, chests, books. It's all nailed down. An air cannon right here. Here's the actor access for that TV or that TV scare. Hanging dead girl, decapitated. Here we are going to the very last trailer number 5, which is a crypt. So we have another emergency exit in case people needed to get out. Again, pushed open, stairs ahead. There it is. Got a little bit of an actor hiding spot behind here. A lot of this trailer is Night Scream vacuum form panels. And then we got some Unit 70 midgets and a arch facade, I guess. Here's another one of our actor hiding spaces that they access from a slightly different room, and basically they just throw this curtain back and lunge at people. It's pretty dark when the haunt is actually running, so people don't even really notice the section until it's too late, unfortunately. Got some crypt panels, morgue doors rather. We've got a custom crypt that I carved out of foam, a lot of moss detail. You got some Unit 70 and Scare Factory props. Go through here. And this is completely dark when people walk up it, but there's a ramp. And basically what happens is when you trigger the sensor, light comes on, all this turns on, so it goes from black to red, and you're basically walking over a dead body there. So again, this is all dark when the haunt's actually running until the trigger gets sent. Coming down here, we've got a coffin room, which has got the vacuum form coffins. Bunch of, we have an actor that hides in the coffin and can throw it open in front of people, so people walk around this way. We try to avoid hitting people with a coffin, so we put these bones and stuff so people don't step on them. And as you can see, it kind of makes people avoid getting hit by the coffin when it opens. We're going into the very last room of the haunted house, which is a room covered in the Night Scream moss, which is the same as a ghillie suit that we have. So we basically just, classic scare. We put a ghillie suit actor in this area here, and people do not see him because they're walking through and the wall's the same as the actor. So we kind of try and focus people's attention on the scorpion, which is kind of lit up in glowing green, and they don't notice the actor. And then we have the final exit of the haunted house, which people then push and exit down the staircase. I'm going to do a full walkthrough with actors. I'm going to have my camera light on, but the interior lights will be normal show lighting.
Welcome, amor espíritus, ex-mortals, and the world rolleth in the night. Amor espíritus, ex-mortals, and the world rolleth in the night. You should be seeing this. If we were here, I would still have the chance to work it out.